How to study a topic. This podcast is a method of studying the Bible. No knowledge of Accordance Bible software is necessary, or of Greek or Hebrew. Not all Bible studies begin with a passage. Some start with a simple question. What does the Bible say about this? These kinds of investigations are called topical studies and may well be the most popular kind of Bible study. They provide broad overviews of biblical truths, balancing the more focused exegesis of individual passages. Good topical studies typically use 4 sources. The Bible is first and foremost, of course, but we will also be using Bible dictionaries, lexicons, sometimes called word books, and some theologies. What are we looking for? Well, 4 different kinds of information. 1 or more good definitions, key words, important passages, and best examples. Of course, we'll need to keep all this information organized. I usually do that in Microsoft Word, where I've made up a template for these sorts of studies. I've found that I just prefer to organize my research using Word's outline feature. When I discover something important in Accordance, I just copy it and paste it here. The outline feature allows me to sort and reorder however I want. Now, this isn't a sermon outline, mind you, just the place I store my research notes. The best way to begin a topical study is to survey the subject. That's really just a fancy way of asking at the outset, just exactly what am I getting myself into here? Bible dictionary articles, particularly those in the one-volume Bible dictionaries, are designed to provide these sorts of surveys. We just look up the topic. Each article usually begins with a short definition, which is our first goal, and this initial definition will help guide our research, even if we wind up using a different definition later. While we're here, a quick review of the article also lets us know just how difficult this topical study will be, while the article's organization may suggest a good way to present the topic. This article on grace from the Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary is organized by testament and then by word. I love Bible dictionaries. Their articles are easy to locate, concise, and typically have much less bias than commentaries. They are also a great value, as each typically offers a lot more bang for the buck than a commentary. Here's how I've organized mine in my library for quick access. First, I sorted them into subfolders based on topic. Notice that I also made an other folder at the bottom for the dictionaries I rarely use. I then divided the largest group, my Bible dictionaries, into 3 categories, and separated them by dividers: one-volume Bible dictionaries, multi-volume Bible dictionaries, and expository dictionaries or word books. The IVP multi-volume dictionaries, which are outstanding, each cover only a section of Scripture. So I placed them in their own subfolder and organized them canonically. Since I've already searched my Bible for grace, we'll just add the info pane to this workspace. We do that here. Here's the topic section and the word grace. Let's click on it, and we'll open our default Bible dictionary. You can see mine is the Erdman's Dictionary of the Bible. Now, let me share a tip for moving quickly through resources, but it only works with the top 10 tools in the library. It's the reason I moved my dictionary category to the top of my library, since I use those more than any other resources, and my one-volume dictionaries to the top of that folder. See these keyboard shortcuts? We can switch resources by just typing them. Watch. This technique makes it easy to find the best articles. In this case, I really like the definition from Holman, so I'll switch back to it, then copy it as a citation. Now let's switch to Word. If we right-click and choose Paste Special, we can select unformatted text. Word will then automatically match the current font settings and styles. And yes, it's smart enough to preserve the Greek, Hebrew, and transliteration. Dictionaries are good for far more than finding basic definitions. The multi-volume ones have extensive articles on many words. These expository dictionaries, on the other hand, are particularly helpful for word studies, especially if we don't read Greek or Hebrew. Here's the article from Mounce's expository and Wren's expository dictionaries. Specialized dictionaries have their place too. These theological dictionaries are great when we're studying major doctrines or biblical concepts. Remember, multiple hits means there's more than one article that uses this search word in its title. It's generally worth reviewing them all. What a wealth of information! Other topics might have had a special meaning in the Judaism of Jesus' day. In that case, we can't do better than the Erdman's Dictionary of Early Judaism. Or what about those topics which are particularly important among Christians? In that case, the church dictionaries can be really helpful. Why, we can even find hymns related to the topic to pass along to our worship leaders. Our Bible dictionary article should have already given us some idea of what keywords we're likely to find. Nevertheless, it's important that we check this for ourselves. There are 4 steps to finding all the keywords associated with a topic. First, search for all the occurrences of the English word in a key number translation. Second, under Analytics, use Analysis to identify all the original Hebrew and Greek words it translates. Third, use key number searches to find all the places each of these Greek and Hebrew words appears, no matter how they're translated. And 4, do a mini word search on each of these words. Since we covered this technique in detail in podcast number 120, we won't review it again here. As we identify each keyword and complete its word study, we paste the information here. Once we've completed our search for keywords, we're ready to find passages on the topic. We do that with a topic search. Now, if we've just completed a word search, it's probably easiest to do that with the info pane. If the info pane isn't already showing, we can add it using the Add Parallel button. The info pane is the first item in that menu, and yes, it is possible to add 2 parallel info panes. The info pane has a topics area in which we should see our topic. If not, we simply scroll through the verses until the topic appears. Each topic is a hypertext link with multiple functions. Option click, or Alt-click if you're on a PC, to read the dictionary article on the topic in a pop-up. Click to open the article in a separate tab, which will allow us to switch dictionaries and read multiple articles, or, the action we're going to take in this step, Shift-click to search the current text for all the verses on this topic. From here on out, we're on our own. There's no way to determine which passages are the most important without actually reading them, so that's what we have to do. In this case, we're looking for particularly important passages. That is, didactic or propositional discourses that describe our topic. When we find one that fits the ticket, we copy it and paste it here. Repeat as necessary. We don't have to use the info pane. We can just use Accordance 11's new topic search. Notice the difference between these 2 searches. On the left is a regular word search for grace. Accordance has found 128 appearances of grace in the 120 verses. On the right is a topic search. It uses the same word grace, but puts it in brackets after the word topic, which is all in caps. It found 173 verses that are relevant to this topic, but lists no hits. Why? Because it wasn't looking for the word grace. The left-hand search finds the key words. The right-hand search identifies the important passages. In this case, we're looking for best examples. These are biblical narratives that illustrate the topic. It's often easier to understand topics when we see them in action, embedded in life, as opposed to more abstract theological discussions. The same topic search that found important didactic passages will also find these best examples. We just need to sort through them to find those narrative passages. Now, even though I've listed it as a separate step here, it really is more efficient to identify these best examples during the same read-through that we use to find the important passages. Once again, we copy and paste those narratives in our topical study template. Now that we have our topical study completed, how do we turn it into a Bible study or sermon? It's this final step that many new pastors and Bible study leaders find the most difficult. Here's an example of 3 different sermons. All of them are based on the topical study we've done today, though none contains everything that we discovered. Notice that the main difference between them is how the information is organized. The leftmost is organized by key words, the center one by important passages, and the one on the right by best examples. If you're one of those who have found yourself in ministry without much in the way of formal training, I trust these examples will be of some help. Topical studies are a great way to get a bird's-eye view of important biblical truths. I trust today's simple step-by-step approach will be of help, especially to those of you who are new to studying the Bible. This has been Dr. J for Accordance Bible Software. Thank you for watching this episode of Lighting the Lamp.